Live from the KDAL studios at Lake and Superior Street in downtown Duluth, it's Stars Over the Prairie with 8-time Minnesota Music Award winner Paul Metsa, featuring cool people from all walks of life in all 50 states. Check out previous show podcasts at northlandnewsradio.com. Call or text Paul at 218-722-0839 or email paul@paulmetsa.com. Now, the other great folk singer from Minnesota's Mesabi Iron Range. Here's Paul Metsa.
And I wish I could see stars over the
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the Northland and beyond. We got people streaming from all over the world, and you are in for a big treat today on Stars Over the Prairie. This is your host, Paul Metsa. We've got one of Minnesota's greatest guitar players, songwriters, and singers, one of the coolest cats, and a fellow Finn, Erik Koskinen, in the studio, and he's going to be playing live. We're going to play a tune or two together, and he was kind enough to drive down from Silver Bay, where he was playing in concert last night. He's back up there tonight at a private show. If there's tickets available, you can find them at Rocky Wall Entertainment. For those of you that listen to us week after week, and we sure appreciate it, you know we do this show, 238 somersaults directly down the hill from Bob Dylan's childhood home, and but a stone's throw away from Bob Dylan Way, which runs just south of Superior Street in Tilt Town, the air-conditioned city, the Zenith City by the unsalted sea, Duluth, Minnesota. As usual, I've got my wingman, Chris Allen, with me. Chris, how was your week?
It was a busy one this week, and it didn't feel good for most of it, so it was a tough week to get through.
You were physically ailing?
Yeah.
Emotionally or together? Spiritually? You got it. You all lined up?
One of those is somewhere, yeah.
Well, great. Well, I'm really anxious to hear what the air is going to tell us and play today. But it was a momentous time in Duluth this week in 1956, because the last surviving Civil War Union Army veteran died in Duluth, a man by the name of Albert Wilson.
Wow.
Yeah, he was 100, and now people say, some say 106, some say 107, some say 110. But Albert Wilson was the last surviving Union soldier of the Civil War. He died after spending several weeks in a coma. He was born in Jefferson County, New York, on February 11th, 1850. Wilson was 11 years old in 1861 when his parents moved to southern Minnesota. 3 years later, at the age of 14, following his father's death, he enlisted in the Union Army, either lying with his mother's permission or just snuck himself in, as the maximum enlisting age at that time was 18. He got into the Union Army, you like this because you're a drummer, Chris, as a drummer. And his teenage...
Only because he knew some Skinner tunes, right?
Well, had it been 100 and some years later, he probably would have. But the teenager was made a drummer and a bugler in Company C of the 1st Minnesota Heavy Artillery. The Union was deployed to Tennessee, but never saw any action. We're getting this information from our friend Tony Diericks at Zenith City Press. I highly recommend you follow Tony's work. He has weekly email shout-outs, and also he's written several books. The guy knows more about the history of Duluth Superior than just about anyone I've met since I moved up here back in 2021. And when I did move up in 2021, as Chris, you know, I rented the first floor of Bob Dylan's childhood home, right up the street from here, for a year, from Bill Pagel, the world's greatest Dylan collector, who owns, you know, you're a great collector when you own both Bob Dylan's childhood Duluth home and the childhood and his teenage home up in Hibbing. Bill owns them both and has just an amazing collection of Dylan memorabilia. He also runs a great website called Bob Links, where he's been tracking, I think, for 30 years, Dylan shows. So not long after a Dylan show happens, the set list and occasionally a review will come up from people. He's connected to people all over the world. So if you're interested in finding out about what Bob played over the last 30 years of the shows, go to boblinks.com and thank Bill Pagel for that. Now, why I bring this up is one day I was walking my dog Blue down the alley, and I would get to 2 blocks away was Nettleton School, where Bob went to kindergarten. And occasionally, I'm sure he drove his bicycle any number of ways to get there, but it's only 2.5 blocks away. But I was walking down the alley one day, and there was this guy in a tie-dye T-shirt and a ponytail. And I didn't know if he was, mowed lawns in the neighborhood or if he owned the house. Mm-hmm. So his name, he might have spent some time rocking as a hippie because his nickname was Moon. But very nice cat. And so I said, you mowing lawns in the neighborhood? Or I said, do you live here? He goes, no, I own the house. So we started to talk, and I knew this Albert Wilson, the oldest living Civil War survivor, lived in the neighborhood, but I didn't know where. He goes, yeah, this was the house that Albert Wilson used to live in for like 40 or 50 years. And so over the course of time, I learned more about Albert Wilson. I actually have a friend of mine named Fran who would babysit my other dog, Blackie, when I came up to Duluth, who turns out to be Albert's granddaughter. And when he passed in 1956, they had a funeral at the Duluth Army. They had over 1,500 people. All the luminaries, political luminaries, and others came from across the country, and it was featured in Life magazine. And my friend Fran is a little curly-haired girl sitting right next to her mother and father at the funeral. But it was a very historic occasion. There is a beautiful statue of Mr. Wilson in the City Hall downtown and other commemorations. And also at the Gettysburg battle site, there is that the Minnesota contingent of the Union Army helped win, which a lot of people say won. That was the decisive battle in the Civil War. There's also a plaque for Albert Wilson down there. We're going to get Fran on the show one of these days. She's a shy gal, but she told me a story how when she was a little girl, or when her mother was a little girl, they've got a picture of Albert Wilson talking. Now, this must have been whenever telephones were invented. When was that? You're a tech guy, Chris. Let's say 1913, maybe?
Yeah, it was probably maybe a little bit before then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, her mother has a picture of Albert Wilson talking to Ulysses S. Grant on the telephone. And you can't, I just love history.
Yeah, me too. And
we're going to talk with my guest, Erik Koskinen, about Bob Dylan, because he's Dylan's influence. Well, anybody that picked up a guitar in the last 60 years and wrote a song has been influenced by Bob Dylan. But I know Erik has, and Erik's been seeing some shows that we've talked about. We'll talk about that. But so when Dylan used to go to New York, and when he left in 1959, ended up there in 1960, he hitchhiked from Minneapolis with a guitar case in the middle of January to hitchhike out to New York. And like I like to say, who but an Iron Ranger would take a guitar and hitchhike in the middle of winter to New York City?
Because it ain't no thing to us.
It's warm down there in southern Minnesota.
So, but when Bob got out to the New York, he used to go to the New York Public Library and read the microfiche, the little film captures of the old newspapers from the Civil War, and he had developed a real interest in the Civil War. And it's my belief, my theory, that his interest in the Civil War was picked by walking past Albert Wilson's house, not only just to go to and from kindergarten, but probably, you know, at other times when he's just hanging out in the neighborhood. And it's said that when students would walk by Albert Wilson when he was on his front porch, they'd salute because everybody knew his stature in the history of the Union Army. But anyway, that's my take on Bob Dylan's interest in the Civil War, which I think directly came from the great Albert Wilson, who lived but a half a block down the alley from Abe and Beatty Zimmerman.
Wow.
And young Bob, soon to be years later, Bob Dylan. Erik Koskinen, thanks so much for driving down from Silver Bay.
Easy drive. How you doing today?
I'm doing
Thanks
really
for having
good. I was so, you know, I'll tell the people out there in the radio audience, I got hip to Erik back, and I had a little gig. I came back from New York City in 98, I think. I was out there for about a year and a half. I ended up in Northeast renting. I ended up buying the house. And I had played by then every gig in Minneapolis, St. Paul, and I was looking for a place to set up shop. So I walked into Nia's Polonaise's room, and they had was a dinner club, started in 1964, and then on the other side, they had the polka stage with the world's most dangerous polka band, with Ruth and Al and the gang, Ruth Adams, and I don't know if anybody has ever played that stage without an accordion. So I went to the guy that I walked over there with my little promo kit, and the guys knew me by then. I had played enough around town. Thank God they did. And I said, hey, I'll tell you what, give me Sunday nights on that stage. And because the thing, you know, Erik, it was like walking in was like a David Lynch movie.
It was like hanging out with the mob.
I know you had Fallen Priest.
In a good way.
In a good way. Drunken frat girls, politicians, musicians like Erik and I. But I walked in and I said, hey, give me 6 weeks Sunday nights, $100, one martini, a prime rib sandwich, and if nothing happens, we'll shake hands and part as friends. I ended up doing 2 or 3 nights a week there for about 3.5 years, and ended up going to booking at Famous Dave's and playing over there. But then, a week or two later, the great Molly Mayer.
So you started the weekly thing?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And so Molly started, I believe, you guys were playing Wednesday nights, right?
We started Wednesday nights.
Yeah.
5.5 years.
Yeah. So you guys took over, and then it opened up to just all kinds, you know, the New Primitives played down there and all kinds of...
Yeah, the Belfast Cowboys.
Yeah.
Did they do it? Or a little version of that, like the St. Dominic's? I don't remember.
Yeah. Terry Walsh, some version. But while I was there, I had, it was the play, all the hipsters hung out there after their show. So I had Ani DeFranco come in and sit in with me, Pat Denizio from the Smithereens, who I met when I was in New York when I played at Folk City. He was the sound guy.
Yeah.
And that was in 86. And about 6 months later, the Smithereens just took off with their song All to Sleep. And we became good friends, and he was playing in town. He got up on stage, and you know how this goes. And so we're figuring out what tunes to play together. He didn't know any blues, and I didn't know anything by The Who. So we just talked over the microphone. But so you started playing there, Erik Koskinen, with Molly and...
So we split the night. Yeah, what night? What year that was? You know, what I remember was, speaking of hipsters hanging out there, we started within a couple weeks of Esquire magazine naming it the coolest bar in America.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember that.
So the first 6 months it was crammed.
Yeah.
But nobody was listening to the music, you know. And then it started to fade out, and then it just started to become music lovers, music fans, music people hanging out, and other musicians and stuff. And it became that. I remember some nights early on, before it became kind of a popular thing, it would just you'd see like 10 musicians in the audience. For a while. Only musicians would show up sometimes.
Yeah.
We were good. We were a good band.
Oh, great band. And so that's where I got hip to Erik Koskinen, my guest. And then over the years, you know, Erik's been playing all over and putting out records and getting acclaim and playing in towns I've been in. And then, but we really didn't get to know each other till when?
We always just run into each other. Places.
Yeah, we'd run into each other, but never really hung out, chatted, or played together. Yeah. And then you invited me to sit in at the Cedar a couple of months ago, which I really enjoyed, and thanks.
We'll do it again. Yeah. We're going to do it again this winter, same thing.
Cool. And and we're going to hopefully play a song or two today together. But since then, I really dug into the Erik Koskinen discography, a lot of which you can find. And this is a golden quote. Whoever wrote this, buy them a expensive shot of booze and a beer. They said, Spin Out Records said, writes like Dylan, looks like Hank Williams, walks like John Wayne, smokes like James Dean, and plays like no one else.
That was a long time ago.
Well, and you've gotten better, man. You're one of my favorite guitar players in the world, and I love my guitar players. And the Minneapolis Star-Tribune said, as dazzling a guitarist as he is an evocative storyteller-songwriter. And then they go on to say the best country songwriter in Minnesota.
That's a big thing.
That's high praise, Erik.
High praise. I'm not sure I know what to do with it, but I take it. I put it on the wall, I guess.
There you go.
Whatever wall.
You feel like it's early yet? You feel like playing us one?
Yeah, I'll do a song. You want to do? You want to?
Yeah, I'll play. Why don't you get warmed up, and then I'll get my guitar together over here. What are we going to hear?
I used to start. I kind of started in Duluth, Minnesota. I was playing in high school in New York, and I was playing in high school in Michigan. I went to high school in both those places. The first town I ever went on tour to was Duluth, Minnesota.
Really? Where did you play? Fitkers?
Fitkers, yeah. 97, I think.
Wow. Yeah. That was not long after I played.
Graduated from high school.
Yeah,
17.
Wow. Yeah. I played opening night there in 90. I believe it was 96. Yeah.
Yeah. I started like right then.
Wow, good for you.
Yeah.
And then the other guy, our good friend Charlie Parr, rocked there weekly for a long time.
He did. Yeah.
Tim Nelson and Rod Raymond did a lot for the music scene here in the Twin Ports. Yep. They should both be commended.
Absolutely. I agree with that. And I know they had a little bit to do with starting the studio at Sacred Heart.
Yeah.
Him and Al, the gear that went in there was the gear that I learned how to work on in Michigan, and Bernie Larson sold it to those guys. And
cool.
I recorded a record in there, and one of the first records in there. And it's not, you can't find it anywhere right now. So it was in
it's a collector's item, as they say.
02, I think in 02 is when I did a record in there. We did it in 24 hours.
Yeah.
Never went to sleep.
With Eric Swanson? Or with Bernie?
Bernie and Tom Fab Johnson engineered it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's how you pronounce Tom's last name.
Yeah. Fab Johnson. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that is how you pronounce it.
Cool.
Well, this is an older one, but kind of from around that era a little bit, called Learning the Hard Way. And I just started doing it again. So.
Beautiful. Well, we're honored to have you here to play it.
25 miles till you get to town. 25 miles to the mountaintop. 25 miles and I'm out of here. Baby, I don't want to hear you cry. And I don't need to hear a reason why. $25 and I'll buy you lunch. $25 I'll get you stoned. $25 and I'm out of here. Baby, I don't want to hear you say, but you know I'm gonna anyway. Yeah, I'm just learning the hard way. "25 years on the borderline between you and me and a good time. 25 years I've been doing time. And if I'd have quit you sooner, honey, I'd be fine. Loving me was only in your mind. I was falling down on my face, from way up high to the lowest place. You know, babe, I'm just a big disgrace. I was making the same old mistakes. Can't seem to learn my lessons anyway. I'm just learning the hard way. I'm as much a man as I am a fool. My daddy told me about girls like you. And if you'd known that I'd be this way, you wouldn't be here, at just learning the hard way. Years on the borderline between you and me and a good time. 25 times that you've heard me lie, but you can't really hear me anyway. Just talking out loud here to nobody. I'm just learning the hard way. Learning the hard way. Learning the hard way.
Oh man, that sounded so good, Erik Koskinen.
Thanks for having me, man. This is great.
That was that's a really beautiful sounding guitar. What year is that bad boy?
I think it's like a 77 or a 76. Wow, I don't remember exactly.
That was a good year for guitars.
Yeah. This is my first good guitar in high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm glad you still have it.
Yeah, me too.
So many good guitars have gone.
Man, I can't get rid of them.
The trade-in. The trade-in,
yeah. If I only had it now,
oh my God,
I could pay off my house. I hear that so many times.
You know, we had, I was sitting around with Bob Scoggin, a great union musician, man. The guy plays 350 nights a year. Occasionally has to put on the lederhosen and do the Papa gigs.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, he's a working fool. And Al Oiker, you might know Al.
I know of.
Yeah, he plays with the Big Woo and played with the Metsa group for years and Cats Under the Stars. We were doing a session one year.
I know Al. Yeah.
And talking about all the guitars that we ruined in junior high woodshop. Right?
Yeah.
Because you had to refinish. I had to refinish that 66 Gibson Melody Maker with that beautiful brown sunburst with a really thick lacquer on it. It took me forever to get that down to natural finish. Bob Scoggin did the same. Yeah, did the same thing with the cherry red 1963 ES335. Yeah. Had to get it down to natural finish. But the biggest culprit of the bunch, Al Oiker, took his grandfather's 1959 factory green Telecaster, of which God knows was there less than 100 made. Had to take it down to natural finish. Anyway, the chord story's going on. Say, we're going to have Erik on for the whole show. He's going to play some more. We're going to play a little bit together. But if you would like to ask Mr. Koskinen a question, we're going to open up the studio lines.
Oh, no.
Which are 218-722-0839. Once again, 218-722-0839. But right now, we got to hear from the kind people that keep Stars Over the Prairie on the air week after week.
I'm Zach, and I had Z-LASIK at Weiss Eye Center. I was sick of wearing glasses. I've had glasses since third grade. Dealing with the the nuisance of glasses has kind of reached that point of I just need to get LASIK. I was a little nervous, but knowing now what that process all entailed, I wouldn't have been nervous if I knew. Everybody's really nice here. Not a bad thing to say about anybody. Everybody's happy, and no, everybody here's nice. And I mean, it's day one post-op, and I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Weiss Eye Center is the only clinic to offer blade-free Z LASIK in the Northland. To find out more and to arrange your free consultation, call 218-625-1917 today or visit weisseyecenter.com for more information. Weiss Eye Center. See the best.
Rocky Wall Entertainment presents Music in the Park in Silver Bay at City Center Park. These concerts have been rated as one of the best summer events on the North Shore, and it's free. See acts like the Belfast Cowboys, Lolo's Ghost, Jeff Dayton Band, Erik Koskinen Band, Turn, 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 and the Scarlet Goodbye. Perfect entertainment for the family. Join Rocky Wall Entertainment and Silver Bay for the free Music in the Park series of concerts every Friday starting July 17th at City Center Park next to City Hall. This is an all-weather event. In the case of inclement weather, the concerts will be moved indoors to the Reunion Hall. This is the 6th year of bringing the best of Americana music to the North Country. Arrive early and pick up some dinner and beverages for your own picnic dinner. For more information, visit RockyWallEntertainment.org or see Rocky Wall Entertainment on Facebook.
The first name in news, the last word in talk. 610 KDAL, News Talk Sports.
You're invited to the Great Lakes Candy Kitchen, open for another season for all your candy pleasure. They're located on Scenic Highway 61, 10 miles north of Duluth in Knife River. They're third and fourth generation candy makers using traditional copper kettles to make their caramels, fudge brittles, and chocolate-dipped hot air. When you visit Great Lakes Candy Kitchen, be sure and try their famous Nutty Ice Cream Bar. Tell them you heard it on Stars Over the Prairie. Great Lakes Candy Kitchen, located just 10 miles north of Duluth in Knife River.
It's Stars Over the Prairie with Paul Metsa on Northland News Radio KDAL.
So I'm $50 short of the electric bill. Hope they don't shut it off, but they probably will. It happened last year, and I didn't know why. This year I'm working on the 4th of July. I'm working on the 4th of July. I'm working on the 4th of July. And I'll be working on the 4th till I die. I'm $100 short of the alimony bill.
All right. That was a great song called The 4th of July by my guest, Erik Koskinen. Erik, everybody should have a 4th of July song.
I think so.
You know, Dave Alvin's got one. Springsteen's got one.
They got good ones too, man.
Yeah.
They're probably inspirations, really.
This was, but I loved your 4th of July. So you've got, we were just talking on the break about John Bushy, the guy that really, you know, you had the folks that are doing the Dylan Fest. They did a lot to bring Dylan back into the consciousness there in the Twin Ports. But John Bushy's Highway 61 radio show was phenomenal. And you said you
I used to drive it. Yeah, I used to drive here from Michigan to. I oftentimes play Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
Somewhere around here, Bayfront Blues Saloon. I used to play that place solo from 10 till 2 or whatever it was.
I met Dave Dudley there.
Oh yeah,
6 days on the road. Yeah.
And it's some wild nights in that place.
Yeah.
But if I came in on a Saturday, I'd be coming into town into Superior, and that show would come on. And the first time I heard it, and I was like, what is this?
Yeah, right.
All this unreleased bootleg stuff, basically, and live stuff, and I was maybe sort of curious at the time how he even got away with it.
Right.
I don't know if that was, who knows? Maybe Dylan liked it and didn't call his people.
I think he and certainly his people respected what John was doing, so it was kind of a wink, tacit approval.
Yeah, so I would drive. So if I came in on Friday and I'd stay, and then I would just drive around Duluth, when that show was on, and listen to it for the whole time, or I'd go sit somewhere, But I like to drive and listen at the same time, so I just drive circles around the city and
he had a great radio voice.
Yeah,
that real beautiful baritone. Yeah, I did the same thing, Eric. When I used to live in the cities and was driving up there on range, I would time, because you could always pick up KUMD just a little bit north of Hinckley. Yeah. So I would time my drive to listen to John's show.
Yeah, I did this. I ended up starting to do that for sure.
Yeah,
I met a guy. Again, I used to. Is it Carlson, the bookstore, the big bookstore? That used to be down the road. Sure. I met a guy in there that he started giving me. I was in there talking to him one day, and he's like, "Oh, you like those live Dylan things?" And he started giving me. Every time he'd give me like 10 different concerts on CD every single time I'd come to town. All recent, like 2001, 2002 stuff,
Which were great years for Dylan too, by the way.
Yeah, and the bootlegs were good. A lot of them, the quality and stuff.
That's the amazing thing about Bob, because so much, you know this better than anybody. You'll go see a show. I went and see him in Shakopee on July 6th, and about 6 hours later, the whole show was online.
Yeah, yeah, I heard it because I was bummed I couldn't see it because I was coming back from tour.
It was a great show. Talk about Dylan's influence on Erik Koskinen.
Yeah, kind of that. I never had the normal. I mean, I had a harmonica holder. It wasn't necessarily a Dylan thing, I guess. I grew up listening to this great singer named Dave Moore, who was one of the best black harmonica players, and now we're friends. I've played a bunch of stuff with him. Though.
Say hi to him. I haven't seen him in years, but he used to always play with Greg Brown when he gets to the studios.
Sure. Yeah, so me and Greg Brown and Iris DeMent and Pieta Brown and Bo Ramsey, we just did a big show at the Engler for Dave Moore in December.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and so I kind of was the band leader, and then I picked one song to do, but I grew up seeing him play with that.
Yeah,
how good he was at the harmonica. So I had one for a while. Never could get that good at it. But,
right.
But the Dylan thing, I didn't kind of learn like the '60s. I learned a bunch of them, but I didn't learn and copy the '60s like folk stuff like so many people would. Put on the harmonica holder and try to sort of sound like Dylan of that era. I was kind of really intrigued by that, more of the late 90s, early 2000s era as far as the delivery of the band.
Right.
The delivery of the music, the delivery of the stage show, the way the roots music got kind of refigured in his mind.
Right.
Because he would directly copy some old crazy cool stuff, or he would completely take it his own place.
Right.
And he was up to him how he wanted to do that, and nobody was going to ever determine that except him.
And that and the great band, the band back then, I think was before Larry and Charlie had John Jackson and Bucky Baxter.
Yeah, I saw that bunch when I lived in New York. I saw those guys play.
Yeah, Bucky, he produced my record, Whistling Past the Graveyard. He was in town at the Orpheum for 5 nights with Dylan on his off night, got in a cab and said, "Hey, where's the best music in town?" The cabbie, God bless him, wherever he is, said, "Oh, you got to hear Metsa at the Five Corners." I did 4 years of Tuesdays. He came in, he's caught a set, invited me to go down and do a demo, which I did at a studio called Moondog Studios in Nashville that he owned with Gary Talon. And then from that point on, as long as Bucky was alive and playing with him, I always got 4th, 5th, 6th row seats for Bob Dylan shows.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. So,
when I was graduating from the year before I graduated high school, they did the unplugged thing, and
Yeah,
I got to see it on TV. Like, we didn't have TV when I was a kid, and all of a sudden I moved to New York and we had TV for the first time. And that came on, and it's, Bucky Baxter killed it,
Yeah.
So I was really enthralled by the guys. A buddy of mine plays with the drummer, Winston Watson, a bunch now.
Oh, cool.
But I was really enthralled by the way they put that together, and they had the extra keyboard organ player, Brendan O'Brien sat in for that. And I mean, that's the one thing they haven't like reissued yet. I'm still kind of waiting to see. Maybe somebody else owns the rights to it or something like that. I'm not sure.
Well, and the thing what I loved too in that period, back when Bob used to let those guys sing harmony.
Yeah.
Because I mean, those Dylan songs, those choruses, man, those harmonies send it into outer space.
Oh yeah, I shall be released. And
yeah, they're so powerful. But well, speaking of Dylan, I got my little guitar. Let's see if I'm. How's the balance there, Chris? We good? Let's do that old chestnut there, Erik.
There must be somewhere out here, said the joker to the thief. There's too much confusion, I can't get no relief. Businessmen rather drink my wine, while men dig my earth. None of them are along the line what any of it is worth. No reason to get excited, the thief he kindly spoke. There are many here among us that feel that life is but a joke. But you and I, we've been through that, and this is not our fate. So let us not talk falsely now, 'cause the hour is getting late.
Play one, Erik.
Princes kept the view. Women and children where they came and they went, I said were barefoot servants too. Outside in the distance, a wildcat didn't growl. Two riders they were approaching, and the wind began to howl.
Major.
Yes.
I stole that from Bob.
Nice.
Yeah, he did that. So, Erik, you are, man, I was looking at your Erik Koskinen as my guest That was really fun, by the way.
That was great, man.
Yeah. I was looking at just your June calendar, man. You were like a working dog, man.
Yeah, I have been the last 3-4 years.
That's phenomenal.
Came out of COVID and was like, you know what, I'm saying yes to everything.
Yeah.
And I haven't started saying no yet. I'm gonna soon, I think. I just took a little break. I just had a break. It was 10 days.
Good for you.
Yeah, I had a hernia surgery and I broke a rib. So that was my 10 days.
Wow.
But we're back at it.
Well, you better recover, because there's a lot, man. When I saw you I had the honor of playing with you at the Cedar, but I was just sitting in the audience. You've got, of course, your biggest fan in America. I think she's listening. Is Ivy Vineo.
Ivy's she's a special human.
Yeah,
for sure.
And Arnie, of course, Dr. Arnie, her husband.
Yeah.
And who is that wonderful gentleman that they take to the show? I think
Rainbow Trout.
Yeah.
Huge music person, also a radio host up in Grand Marais.
Yeah, and how old is Rainbow?
93, I think.
Wow.
I don't want to overstep my bounds. I'm quite sure he's 93. I don't want to say he's 94 yet because I'm not sure.
Wow.
But maybe he's 93.
Really a sweet cat.
Yeah. He got me a really nice new cowboy hat. He said I needed a new cowboy hat. All my cowboy hats were falling apart. So he special ordered me this cowboy hat from Texas. And I couldn't be there to try it on and all that kind of stuff. So it didn't really quite fit at first. So I spent all this time, and I'm trying to get in touch with the company to fix it and get it reformed and all this stuff. And they stopped responding to me, which I was kind of surprised about. And so I went online. I figured out how to do it myself. I reshaped it myself and got it all squared away. And then last night was the first gig I've worn it.
Cool.
Yeah, to a real gig, and it was a little breezy, and it stayed on my head. It was perfect, man.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, Rainbow's been treating me real good.
Well, may he live forever.
Yeah, man.
Well, you are, I know, a very industrial Finlander, and you get a lot done, and we're going to hear a little more. But before we do that, we got to hear from the people that keep Stars Over the Prairie on the air, and then we'll be back probably for one more song with the great Erik Koskinen.
Rocky Wall Entertainment presents Music in the Park in Silver Bay at City Center Park. These concerts have been rated as one of the best summer events on the North Shore, and it's free. See acts like the Belfast Cowboys, Lolo's Ghost, Jeff Dayton Band, Erik Koskinen Band, Turn, 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 and the Scarlet Goodbye. Perfect entertainment for the family. Join Rocky Wall Entertainment and Silver Bay for the free Music in the Park series of concerts every Friday starting July 17th at City Center Park next to City Hall. This is an all-weather event. In the case of inclement weather, the concerts will be moved indoors to the Reunion Hall. This is the 6th year of bringing the best of Americana music to the North Country. Arrive early and pick up some dinner and beverages for your own picnic dinner. For more information, visit RockyWallEntertainment.org or see Rocky Wall Entertainment on Facebook.
I'm Joe, and I had Z LASIK at Weiss Eye Center. The funny thing is I absolutely hated buying a contact solution because I thought it was such a racket having to spend $15 on a bottle of contact solution. And that's just one thing, is just not having to buy that stuff anymore, or glasses or anything like that. For me, it's mainly just I like to hunt and fish and everything, and not having to bring that stuff along, especially in the winter when I go ice fishing and stuff. It gets a pain when I get to the end of the day taking my contacts out, and then if a rattle reel goes off in the middle of the night, I'm fumbling for my glasses to go and try and catch a fish.
Weiss Eye Center is the only clinic to offer blade-free Z LASIK in the Northland. To find out more and to arrange your free consultation, call 218-625-1917 today or visit weisseyecenter.com for more information. Weiss Eye Center. See the best.
You're invited to the Great Lakes Candy Kitchen, open for another season for all your candy pleasure. They're located on Scenic Highway 61, 10 miles north of Duluth in Knife River. They're third and fourth generation candy makers using traditional copper kettles to make their caramels, fudge brittles, and chocolate-dipped hot air. When you visit Great Lakes Candy Kitchen, be sure and try their famous Nutty Ice Cream Bar. Tell them you heard it on Stars Over the Prairie. Great Lakes Candy Kitchen, located just 10 miles north of Duluth in Knife River.
Listen to previous Stars Over the Prairie shows on our podcast page at kdal610.com or wherever you listen to podcasts.
How do you quit my job? Yeah, it just won't pay. I worked all year, I worked all month, and then they took my money away. Yeah, well now I don't care.
All right, that is my guest, Erik Koskinen. Erik, what was the song? What did we just hear?
6-pack of beer and a pack of cigarettes.
Sounds like my lunch.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now, how many, you've also, when I say you're a very industrious guy, you've also got your own studio.
I do, and I've been working on records with other people for many years now.
So, like, who's some people we should know about that have been through your studio and recorded? That we might not know, but we should.
That you might not know that you should. Well, a great singer-songwriter named Luc LeBlanc out of Minneapolis. I wouldn't be surprised if you knew his dad, but yeah.
Yeah, right. Didn't he go by Little Diamonds at one point? Yeah.
I produced the last 3 of his records.
Oh,
and they're
cool.
Amazing records, man. He is such a good writer.
Yeah, my good buddy Harvey Van Horn turned me on to him like when he was a kid.
Yeah. Yeah, his dad, on our weekly gig, his dad would show up and be like, hey, man, you got to let my kids sing.
Usually it's the mother, but...
No, well, yeah, it's his dad. It was his dad. His dad just passed away, unfortunately, unexpectedly. But he's out there doing it, man. He's a great writer.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We just got a little bit of time left. Erik Koskinen is hiking back up to play. If there might be tickets available, go to RockyWallEntertainment.org. They do a fundraiser that helps fund the Nelson French sponsored or Nelson French produced Music in the Park series up there in Silver Bay. And they got a couple more weeks coming up. And but in the meantime, we got Erik here. We're going to play one of his songs called, what's it called? Keep My
Baby With Me.
All right.
On my way to heaven, at least that's what I'm hoping for. The gods, they must be crazy, so knocking on the door. 'Cause my money's all gone, but my luck is still around, so I'm making a deal to keep my baby with me now. Riding on a jet plane with the angels up above. I hope she gets my message is of love. 'Cause my money's all gone, but my luck is still around, so I'm making a deal to keep my baby with me now. It's the end of the elegant, it's the end of the road. Keep me from the ignorant, keep me out of the cold. And tell me I'm the only one, make me feel alive. And it's the end of the innocence, it's the end of the line. Life is getting harder every trip around the sun. So I hold my darling closer, or she might find another one. 'Cause my money's all gone, my luck is still around, so I'm making a deal to keep my baby with me now. Keep my baby with me now.
Another great song by my guest, Erik Koskinen. Man, I just...
Thanks so much for having me here, man.
Oh, I so enjoy your music and your vibe and your finishedness and it all. And I know you guys, you and your lovely wife are doing your job down there, trying to keep, I know for this winter was tough, keeping ice out of the faces of the good people in southern Minnesota. So,
yes.
So thank you for
Still doing
that.
it. Yep.
Good for you.
Yeah, man.
Good for you. Anyway, I'm playing tonight at Carmony's Irish Pub, 308 East Superior Street, from 6 to 8. I've got books, I got records. You can track them all down at paulmetsa.com. And my new record, Sounds of Resistance and Resolve, is available for free at paulmetsa.com. Thanks for listening. And like my dad used to tell me, remember to be kind and make someone happy.
Nice.
I could see stars over the prairie, stars over the prairie tonight. And I wish I could see stars over the prairie, stars over the prairie.